Hey guys, so I wanted to film a video about postpartum depression and what it's like to have it, because I have been going through some things lately and I think it'd be great to sit here and vent. I don't know if you can hear Grayson in the background, but he's in the living room watching Harry and Larry or something like that from Baby First TV. If you know what it is, cool. If you don't, it is what it is. But so postpartum depression is depression after having a baby. That's really just what it means. That's postpartum depression, you know. And because there's also postpartum anxiety, and I suffer from both. And at first my postpartum anxiety was much worse than my postpartum depression, and then somewhere along the time they kind of flipped, and now my postpartum depression is much worse than my postpartum anxiety, but my anxiety is still pretty bad. So I suffer with both of those, and I'll just kind of give you an idea of how things were for me. So if you're going through something like this and you don't really know how to identify the signs for yourself, take it from me, you know, if you can relate to some of them, and hopefully you can get yourself some help or look things up long before I really started looking into things, which is 9 months. My son's 9 months now, so it took 9 months for me to really make sure that I was receiving the proper help and care that I needed. I didn't think that things were as serious as they are in the beginning, but I'll just explain the lead up. So in the beginning, I had a C-section. I had a C-section that I didn't know I was going to have until 37 weeks, and I had to have it at 39 weeks, 2 days. So that gave me 2 weeks, 2 days, and he was gonna be here. I knew the exact day that he was gonna be here. I knew the exact time. So I think that started off like my major anxiety, like, oh my goodness, like I have a specific time and date when he's coming. So I had my C-section, and it was the worst pain I have ever felt in my entire life. Like, they put these cuffs on my legs, and it would like squeeze my legs to make sure the blood kept moving so that I wouldn't get a blood clot. But every time it would do that, which was every like couple of minutes, it would pull at my C-section like incision. I just felt like I was being stretched, and it was unbearable for me. Like, it hurt so badly. Like, Grayson was amazing and perfect, and he still really doesn't cry, you know, so that wasn't an issue. And Dad was there, Keith was there to help me with him, so it wasn't like, you know, me freaking out about Grayson on top of anything. It was literally just the pain that was so much for me that I don't know, I think I blocked everything else out. Like, thinking back on it now, I think I blocked everything else out because the pain was just so unbearable, and I don't know why it was so bad for me. I think mentally it's just very hard for me to get over being in physical pain, because after I came home from the hospital, I wasn't really like taking walks or anything like that because of the pain until like 3 months after he was born. So we spent about the first 3 months inside, which probably also helped or led to the postpartum depression. But yeah, postpartum anxiety is part of what kept me inside as well. So it was those two things. It was the pain of having to walk or just like move around in general, and then the postpartum anxiety, which was bad. So the pain, and then I get home, my first night home, I live on the 6th floor in New York City, and my son's father and I don't live together right now. We're working on that to move in together. He lives in a house, like he's staying in a house right now, and so it would be much easier for me to get into the house than my own room that I had set up for the baby, because my elevator was out. So that adds to like so much stress. Like I'm not gonna walk up 6 flights of stairs with my C-section situation, and I was like literally inching, like that's how I was walking. It was so bad. I couldn't go up 6 flights of stairs. So we stayed at his, I think for a few nights, and then we came back here, and he stayed with me like off and on. I think it was just very overwhelming, everything for him, along with the fact that he also has kidney failure, so he was going to have to start dialysis, and he was missing a lot of nights in the beginning because he was spending time here with Grayson and myself. And there was just, you know, those new like couple of baby weeks where the babies are just so new and fresh and they just cry. And you know, Grayson did do a lot of like whining and scream whining. It wasn't really a cry, it was just kind of like irritation, you know, in the beginning. So both of us being stubborn and wanting to go about things differently, me thinking that I knew better than him even though he already has children, me saying like, oh look, I got this, like go to sleep, I've got all of this, and he's like, no, both of us don't need to be tired, go to sleep. Anyway, I was very stubborn in the beginning. I didn't want help from anyone. I was like, I've got this. I was also pumping. I was trying to breastfeed. I had so much pressure on myself to breastfeed. So that was huge for me, but he wasn't latching properly. I didn't want to like force it. I don't know, it just felt weird. I don't know, like I just couldn't get the hang of it, and I think it was very frustrating for me, so I kind of just gave up on it. But I pumped, and I would pump like 9 to 11 ounces per side. I think my left side was like more, like sometimes I get 11 to 14 ounces like every single time that I pumped. So it was like tiring. Like I was hungry, I was thirsty, I was exhausted, I was trying to pump, I was trying to bag, I was trying to like date them, make room in the freezer for them, like make sure he's getting enough. And then like things that I wasn't agreeing with him, like milk. It was making him very gassy, so I had to cut back on milk. I had to try different kinds of milk, organic milk, like whole milk, 2%, skim milk, like all these different things, you know, everything comes out through your breast milk. I did some research and looked into medication because I had been on a very low dose of medication. I forgot to say that when I was pregnant. Before I was pregnant, I was on lithium, but they don't like you to take that when you're pregnant because of the transfer between mommy and baby. So I believe right after I got out of the hospital, I was on something called risperidone, but I felt like it made my anxiety go insane, like through the roof. And to this day, I will never know if my postpartum anxiety really just was extremely bad, or if it was because of that medication like amplifying everything, because it was terrible. Like I couldn't walk anywhere, like I couldn't go anywhere by myself, I couldn't go anywhere with Keith. Like I would have panic attacks in the mall if I tried to walk by myself with Grayson in the stroller. I'd like have images of like like me tripping and the stroller rolling out into the street, just like all these things. And like, it's unfortunate, but it's real, it's true. Like, I would imagine myself like screaming at him and just like being extremely frustrated and upset, like all these crazy things that just came out of nowhere. But you know, it was my hormones, it was the anxiety, it was trying to adjust to everything. So it was really difficult in the beginning. And so Keith and I were going through it. We tried splitting multiple times, which is just like ridiculous, but we were just under so much stress. Me from just having a baby, us from living separately, him from having to deal with his kidney failure, dialysis. So there was just like the perfect storm of just like craziness going on in our lives. So we had a hard time trying to navigate, and we're just now coming out of that incredibly intense and hard season. So I'm incredibly grateful for the fact that he is so patient with me, and he's really been my rock in this situation. So I love you. I just want to give you a shout out. Thank you. And so postpartum depression, I started noticing a couple of months ago. I started therapy, and I started with a psychiatrist, and I don't think the medication was working for me at all. So I thought I would try something else, which also did not work for me and kind of made things worse, like just not good. So I just wasn't feeling well. Every day I was blue. Like every day I just was not happy to like get up and be a mom, and that's not what one would expect, you know, being a mother in general. And then for me, if you know me, if you've ever met me, you would know that I've been a nanny or was a nanny. I still consider myself a nanny because that's what I would go back and do for work for 8 years. So I love children. I absolutely love children, but I just felt like I couldn't find the motivation to like get up and connect with my own child, which is extremely like heartbreaking, and it really hurts my heart. I don't think he holds it against me. I don't think he knows the difference. I've been working a lot lately on building our bond and just like spending more time with him, like quality time, like reading and talking, singing, dancing, all of those little things, because I feel like I haven't done enough of it with him. And you know, it's going to continue to go and grow, and our relationship is going to become deeper, because that's the thing that a lot of people don't talk about. Like, they're your child, but you're meeting a new human being that's going to develop their own personality and the way that they like things, the way that they don't like things, and you kind of need to respect that while parenting them and guiding them at the same time. And that's something that I just realized just over the last 9 months. Like, my son is very much his own person. Like, he's got a personality on him, and so do I. And sometimes we really do like clash heads. Like, he doesn't listen to me sometimes, but like he will acknowledge me and like continue to just do whatever he wants to do. He is a trip, and I love him. And I'm getting off topic. So anyway, depression. Yeah, so I was also pulling away from Keith. I felt like our relationship was never gonna go anywhere. I felt like we were never gonna be a family. Like, our just like love for each other had died. Like, I felt like there was nothing left there, and I kept telling him like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, there's nothing for us here. Like, our relationship's finished. Like, I'm sorry, but like it's just not gonna work out. But like, not as nice as that at all. Like, not at all. Like, I was not nice about it. I was pretty much just like, you don't have a family here. Like, I was just going through a lot of stuff. And it's always been my dream to be a mom and have a husband and a home, wherever that is, just be with my family. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, you know, when women say that. That's not my only thing that I want out of life, but to be truly fulfilled, I feel like those are two titles that I need, is to be a mother and a wife. And I am a mother. Keith is working on the wife, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so I've known what I've wanted for a while now, is to be a mom. So when things haven't been going like as planned, as expected, it really hurt, and I've been taking it pretty hard. But things are starting to get better. I started a new medication about a week ago, Zoloft, because a bunch of moms online were saying, like, I looked up best postpartum depression medication, and a bunch of moms are saying that Zoloft is a great medication. So I don't know, I felt like my psychiatrist wasn't taking me seriously, I'll be completely honest. So I went to an emergency room. I called ahead and said, hey, what would happen if I came in? One of them said you'd have to wait like 6 hours, and the other one just said like, oh, we have someone on call, so come in. So about 2 weekends ago, I went to the emergency room to see if they could start me on any new medication, because I felt like the medication I was taking wasn't working. But once I got there, ew, bug, I hate bugs in the summer. But once I got there, you know, they ask you all the questions. Do you believe that you're a danger to yourself or someone else? Are you thinking about harming yourself, thinking about harming your baby? All those little questions. Of course the answers were no, but they still brought me back into this other little section, and I'm like thinking, okay, like maybe they're gonna sit me down with a nurse or a doctor, but no, like they walked me through these doors, and then I was like, oh, can I text like my son's father, like to let him know everything that's going on? They're like, no, like this is a restricted area, like you can't have your phone and stuff. And I was so confused, because I was like, I came here because I have postpartum depression. Now I'm on like a lockdown psych ward, like floor, like part of your hospital. Like I really don't understand that. Like that makes no sense to me. And the mental health system is like so flawed. There needs to be an in-between. Like if I'm feeling so low that I want to come into the ER to get medication and it's a Saturday, I should not have to be on lockdown or in a restricted area that you need a passcode to get in and out of, because I'm feeling really blue because I had a baby. Like that makes no sense to me. Especially because, whatever, I'm not going to talk about the other people that were there, but they were completely different from me and what I had going on, and I just felt like it wasn't a place for me to be. I feel like it's not a place for mothers to be if they go to the hospital and they just want to talk to someone and they're opening up, or they want to think about switching medication. I think you should be able to go to a hospital and switch medication if you absolutely need to, but apparently that's not a thing. So there is another crack in our healthcare system that we need to work on, because mental health is just as important as everything else. And I get on the phone with my psychiatrist after I go to the place, and we switched me over to Zoloft, and now I've been on it for about a week, and I have already noticed a huge difference. I am more motivated. I am able to spend like more quality time with Grayson. I am able to kind of focus on things a little bit more and have more rational thoughts and conversations, and just like take things a little bit slower. This room was clean. I have to re-clean it. Kind of looks like a mess right now, but the point is I was able to do it to begin with. I don't have the desire to just freaking like lay around all the time, which is awesome. My anxiety's still pretty bad, although I'm also taking something for anxiety. I forgot what it's called, but I've just been trying to push through in that sense, and I've like actually been able to smile and laugh with Keith lately, so that's been absolutely awesome because it's been a while since I've just been able to laugh and enjoy something so simple as like a joke. Just really enjoying spending time with him in general. Not that I don't always enjoy spending time with him, but it's much different when you constantly have depression or anxiety, because it just finds a way to ruin like a lot of experiences. And I've felt extremely guilty over the last 9 months or so, because there have been a lot of like experiences, holidays, like get-togethers, gatherings, us being out, us spending time together, just things that I feel like I've ruined. And I know it's not necessarily my fault, but it's hard to separate me and some of the things that I've done, and they aren't things that I would do like under any other circumstance. So it's just important to understand and really connect with yourself. I'm sorry, I'm trying to put a show on for Grayson through the Bluetooth. It's connected to the Roku, so he is in there watching. He is. Anyway, he's in there watching TV. So, I forgot where I even was. Darn it. I've been happy. Your mom doesn't mean like absolutely everything has to be about baby. Like, you do need time for yourself, because you will start to feel how I was feeling, which is just like lost and just isolated. Like, if you don't make any time for yourself, like go to the gym or read, like find a good book, or like, I don't even know, man, journal, something. Like, you need something for you. Find a good television show, like Netflix it up, girl. Like, I am watching A Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. Why? Why not? It's a good show. Why don't I deserve to watch a good show? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mom my ass off all day. And his father and I don't live together, so I really mom my ass off all the time. We do spend a lot of time together. I'm not trying to make it seem like we don't. But when we don't, it's just me. So I like, anyway, I deserve to have my own time too, is what I'm saying. I just felt like it was important to talk about things that I experienced, because there could be someone else going through something that I went through. Is someone that is going through what I went through. Please reach out to someone. It is okay to talk about it. Look up a mommy blog. Do something. It's okay. Like, it is okay. It's going to be okay. And as low as I felt, I have always tried to keep in the back of my mind. It hasn't always been like I haven't always been successful, but I try to keep in the back of my mind, it's gonna get better. Like, it's not gonna stay the same. Nothing's gonna stay the same. So it can get worse or it can get better. So if you put your time and energy into manifesting good things for yourself and wanting to be better for you, yourself, your family, your partner, your child, go into the positive direction. Go seek therapy. It is okay to have a therapist, to talk to someone. There's nothing wrong with that. If it helps you be the best mother that you can be, like, you owe it to yourself as well as your child. Like, that's just how I feel. To execute all possibilities and options. You love yourself. You love your child. Why wouldn't you explore all avenues to, like, trying to figure out what you could do in order to kind of remedy or help fix the situation that you're in or how you've been feeling? Because if your child were feeling the way that you felt, you would definitely reach out, hopefully, and do something for them. So why not do the same for yourself? You deserve it. Your child deserves it. Your partner deserves it. Your family deserves it. So please, if you are feeling like you are suffering from postpartum depression, or you're extremely low, you have terrible appetite like I've had, you've had trouble sleeping, you've had insomnia, like staying up for no reason, like long after your baby's gone to sleep, like if you are having trouble where you're just like crying all the time, being super emotional, like you don't know where it's coming from, or you're being very critical of yourself, or you're just feeling very down, or like things that your partner says is like making you feel like you're about to like lose your shit, there's a chance that you are suffering from postpartum depression, anger, angst, anxiety. They all exist. It's all a thing. Read up on it if you don't believe me. A great website that I currently am enrolled on, get on, is What to Expect. They have great groups, great blogs. A lot of moms in there are very nice and open. And another place to go check things out is Reddit. I have a group on there where I wrote a little something about how I've been feeling, and I'm about to find the name for you. I believe it's Postpartum Blues. So just like no spaces, and then Postpartum Blues. Like, I don't know. Yes, that is the name of it. This is my old phone, so don't judge it. Where is it? There it goes. And so if you're interested, just called Postpartum Blues, and I wrote a little something about how I've been feeling, so it kind of goes along with this video. So if you're interested, go check it out. Feel free to write something yourself. Feel free to leave something in the comment section. Feel free to just have an open, honest conversation with me, with yourself, with your partners, with your family, with your mothers, with your fathers. It is okay to not be okay at times. And it is even better to let your support system know when you're feeling like you need their support. So thank you for watching today's video. I'm going to leave all of my social media information down below, so if you want to see me or follow me on anything else, you have that option. It's totally up to you. I will follow you back. Why not? So thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope that you have an awesome day and an awesome week, and I'm going to try to do the same, and I will see you in the next video. And I want to like reach out to people more and just kind of like make up with them, because I have kind of not been a great friend. I've kind of let all of my friendships fall to shit, so I really don't hang out with anyone but my baby. And I love him, but I need to like be 25 years old. Like, just because you're a mom doesn't mean